Hey there, so I've been chatting about different part of Markham lately. You know, the fancy Cachet area up in the northwest and the new development way out east that might be the cheapest spot in town in Cornell. But today I want to take you on a little tour of Middlefield. It's right in the south central part of Markham, and we're gonna check out if home prices there have been as nosedive or if they're holding steady. Curious about what's going on with the real estate in Middlefield? It's right next door to that super popular Unionville area in Markham. If you want to know the scoop, just hang tight and I'll spill all the details in a sec. Hey, welcome back to another video on AV Team Real Estate channel. I'm Antonio, your local real estate agent in the GTA. If you've been enjoying the weekly content, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps share the updates with more people interested in Toronto real estate market, and it's much appreciated. If you have any real estate question, feel free to reach out through the first link in the description down below. Hey, so here's the deal with Middlefield. It's mostly just single detached homes, you know, like in 2024, you didn't see a ton of those freehold townhouses or semi-detached home changing hands cause, well, there aren't that many to begin with. And don't even get me started on condos. Barely any of those around either. So yeah, not a whole lot going on in terms of sales for those types. Let's check out the latest house that sold around here in Middlefield Markham. That I'll give you a good idea of what's going on in the real estate market right now. To highlight the differences, I'll provide data from the past few years for each asset class, allowing you to see how much has changed over the last 3 years. Let's begin with the detached homes, which are the most important part of this table since they are the dominant home types in Middlefield Markham. We have data from 2021 up to the most recent as of September 12 of 2024 at the time of recording of this video. In 2021, the average price for detached homes reached about $1,565,043 with a substantial 60 sales recorded. This marked the peak in both prices and sales volume over the 4-year period. The following year, 2022, saw average prices surge to $1,703,491, likely influenced by pandemic-related factors. However, sales volume plummeted to 34 units, nearly a 50% decrease, primarily due to the interest rate increases implemented that year. In 2023, the same trend continued, with sales declining to 29, down from the previous year. However, average prices increased slightly to $1,741,000, which was a minor change. Now, in 2024, with less than 3 months left in the year, the average price has dipped slightly to $1,730,437, while sales have dropped even further to just 18 as of September. Despite the 3 cuts, they haven't had much impact yet, and we'll have to wait and see how things play out by year's end. Semi-detached homes in this community have been a rare commodity. In 2021, before interest rate climbed, only 11 such property changed hands, averaging about $1,094,644. The market tightening further in 2022 as rates began to rise with just 3 sales, though surprisingly the average price jumped to $1,205,000. Things got even quieter in 2023 with a single sale at $1,150,000. As of 2024, we're yet to see any semi-detached homes sold. As you can tell, there are really not many semi-detached houses in this community at Middlefield Markham. If you're wondering, there are no freehold townhouse available in Middlefield. If you're in the market for one, you likely need to look outside this community. When it comes to condo apartments in Middlefield Markham, there isn't much activity, as most are boutique condo with low floors. In 2021, the average price for condo was $650,444 with 27 sales recorded. However, after the 2022 rate hike, sales dropped sharply to 14 for the entire year, though prices peaked at $753,026. In 2023, average prices declined to $694,978, and by September 2024, they're falling further to $615,750, even below 2021 levels. The most alarming part is that sales hit all-time low, dropping from 9 in 2023 to just 4 so far in 2024, which is concerning. Now we are at the map of your region in Markham. This is Markham here, and Middlefield is actually in the southern part of Markham, closer to downtown Markham and South Unionville. And this is a closer look at the neighborhood. We are just bordering Milliken East, and just to the south is Scarborough. Now let's take a look at some of the example of the most recent sales in Middlefield. And as you may all know, right now the dominant home types in Middlefield is single detached homes. That's why we're going to take a look and see what's moving in the current market. On the top we have the 4 most recent sales, and as you can see there are none in September so far. And usually the homes are determined by the lot size. For example, the bigger the lot, the more expensive it is. So as you can see here, we have some 45 lots that sold for 1.5 million in August. And then we have a smaller lot at 41 but sold for much more because it is a newer build. So that's the second factor. If it's a newer build, they tend to be more expensive as well. And of course, the third factor will be the condition and the renovation of the interior. So now let's take a look at 23 Fonda Road, Markham, that was listed for 1.799 million and sold for 1975. And this is a 4-bedroom unit with 7 baths and total of 7 parking spaces with 2 door garages, and it is sold within 7 days. This lot features a 49.25 foot frontage. As you can see, it looks stunning with 2 front garages and beautifully finished interlocking throughout. Check out this fancy upgrade, a swanky spiral hardwood staircase with iron railings, a high-end feature commonly found in luxury properties. A spacious living room with updated hardwood flooring throughout and pot lights. It looks fantastic and inviting. Behind it, we find a huge dining area that easily accommodates a bigger table, and it feels bright and airy thanks to the large window. Here is the updated kitchen featuring marble countertops and a matching backsplash, complemented by a kitchen island with a breakfast area. It also includes double glass doors that open to the backyard. There's also a spacious family room with a fireplace, offering plenty of space for entertainment. A standard powder room on the main floor. This bedroom is modest sized but offer ample space with large windows that bring in natural lights. Upstairs, you got tons of breathing room between bedrooms. No cramped hallways here. The master bedroom got a killer ensuite. We're talking massive and fancy, decked out with a sweet modern tub and a shower. Out back, you got tons of space to play with. There's a big old shed for your stuff and a nice gazebo to chill. Pretty sweet setup. Now let's take a quick look at the property history. This 49-foot frontage home was purchased by the previous owner for $1,260,000 in September 2019 and was recently listed on August 14 of 2024 for $1,799,999. It's a great example of a well-updated home that sold within a week for $1,975,000. Quite rare in today's market. Many homes are sitting on the market for over 2 months, but this sale shows that current buyers, mostly end users, are seeking quality properties, while investors remain more cautious about making purchases. Now let's take a look at the second most recent sale at 2 Marydale Avenue, and this is actually a larger lot front with 58.23 lot front. And in my opinion, this actually sold the most recent sales because of the renovation. Let's compare the interior renovation and condition between 2 Marydale Avenue and the previous most recent sale at 23 Fonda Road. This is also very similar, 4 bedrooms and listed for 1.9 million and sold for 1.89. This unit actually claimed that sold within 2 weeks, and we can take a look later to confirm that. We have similar type of unit with 2-door garage and interlock in the front. As you recall, this is a bigger lot with 58 lot front. We have somewhat updated interior and very bright and tidy. We have a family room with decent size as well, and the floor are not as updated as the previous one. This is the minor detail, and you can tell why this is sold for less. This is still a sizable living room with extra large window that draw tons of light, but it can use a little more upgrading. And here is the breakfast area with the kitchen, which is quite open, and the kitchen cabinet and the finishes is not as updated as the previous one, and this is the reason why this sold for less. One small detail I noticed is that the previous listing at 23 Fonda Road featured more luxurious, larger marble flooring, which is significantly more expensive compared to this listing, where the flooring appears outdated and worn. The washroom here is also quite updated and quite comparable to the previous one. The main issue here is that most of the second floor is carpeted. Hardwood floors are more desirable in today's home due to their easier maintenance. Here is another look at the carpeted area of the second floor. And this washroom also needed a little bit of updating. Now let's take a look at the property history to determine whether it really did just so within 2 weeks. As you can tell, there's a long property history, and the previous owner purchased this unit back in 2016 for $1,142,000. And fast forward to today, they tried to list it for $2,288,000. June 12 of 2024, and about 1 month after, they have to reduce because it wasn't successful, and they reduced the price to $2,118,000, which ends up also terminating after almost 2 months time on July 28 of 2024, and eventually relisted in August 6 for $1,849,000. That is quite a difference. Subsequently, for after 2 weeks, they finally got it sold for $1,890,000. So this definitely took more than 2 weeks, and in fact it took almost 3 months to sell the unit. Now looking at the third listing here at 146 Irene Mount Crescent, and this is sold for 1.56. It is a smaller lot compared to the previous two. It is a 45 lot front. As you can see, this lot has a smaller frontage at 45 feet compared to the two most recent sales. However, it still features a double car garage and maintains a nice curb appeal. It also features a spiral staircase in the center of the main floor that leads to the second floor. This is the key difference between this home and the two most recent sales. The kitchen is noticeable less updated, and the flooring clearly shows it's in need of a refresh. The appliances, kitchen cabinets, backsplash are outdated, which is likely the primary reason for the lower sale price. Overall, I say the condition of the house along with the slightly smaller lot front contributed to the reduced price. This provides a good reference for estimating the sale price of similar homes. Let's quickly review the property history and address the claim of it being on the market for just 5 days. In reality, it took longer to sell. The property was initially listed on July 11, 2024 at $1,488,000, but the price was increased to $1,638,000 on July 19 of 2024. After an unsuccessful attempt to sell, the listing was terminated and relisted on August 13 of 2024 at a reduced price of $1,598,800. It finally sold for $1,560,000 on August 18 of 2024. Although it took about a month to sell, the seller did adjust to the market price in the end. Semi-detached homes in Middlefield Markham are nearly non-existent, with most owners not looking to sell. They are essentially a rare commodity in this area. In fact, there hasn't been much activity, with the only sale that took place in 2023 at 91 Collook Lane, Markham, that sold for $1,150,000 with a standard about 25 feet lot front and 95 feet in depth. In terms of condo apartments, there aren't many in Middlefield Markham, and they are all low-rise buildings just like this, under 6 stories. As of mid-September 2024, there are only 4 transactions. Notably, there were none in September, with the most recent being in August at 7428 Markham Road, Unit 421. To summarize, condos between 600 to 699 square feet sold for as low as $400,000. Unit between 900 to 999 square feet sold for around $640,000 to $648,000 in April and May. And larger unit between 1,200 to 1,399 square feet sold for approximately $775,000 in January of 2024. Overall, Middlefield Markham is primarily characterized by large single detached homes, with other home types being relatively uncommon. While new construction detached homes tend to be more expensive even on smaller lots, they often feature high-end materials and finishes. If you're seeking a community that's not too far north but still close to popular area like Unionville and downtown Markham, this neighborhood is worth considering. I hope the recent transaction details I provided are helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.